Hello there, this is a short series I'm going to be doing of auto-ethnographical analysis. Basically I'll just be playing Japanese games and talking about my experiences with them. And to help me do that, I'm going to be giving myself a debate question of sorts. We'll see how these go, to explain a game that I'm quite familiar with, but try to look at it in a new light. I'll get to that a bit later. But to start off, first video, this is Shadow of the Colossus, often considered one of the best video games of all time by some. Also one of the defining PlayStation 2 games. When people talk about the PS2 and how popular it was, they often talk about this, even though it came out at the end of its life cycle, 2005 in Japan. But it's a very dark game, you can probably see. But I've skipped the intro cutscene because it's pretty long. But basically, I thought that was interesting that this game is so popular with such a generic plot. We play as this guy, Wanda, and we have our lovely horse. What's our horse's name? Aggro. One of the best horses of all time, I'd say. Definitely in the top 2. I just wanted to, before we start, just look at this bridge. This bridge is so good. Oh my god. Okay, so the plot is we are Wanda and we're saving the princess or just some girl or something. We've been tasked by some entity that we're unaware of to slay 16 colossi, and that's the hook of this game. Is in the entire game there's only 16 enemies. Also, what we can do is, before I mention it, to navigate, find out where these enemies are, we can use our sword and it's going to point to where that is. I love that in this game, that to cut down on an intrusive UI, you use your sword to navigate instead of having like a map up at all times. Anyway, so 16 enemies in the entire game. All those enemies are huge boss battles, and all we know is we're in some strange land. If you kill these 16 colossi, our princess lady friend, whoever she is, will come back to life. Or so we think. Or maybe she does, who knows. I know, and if you've played it, you probably know as well. I do want to spoil the ending of this game, but I will do it at the end, in case you've seen it. So anyway, the question that I wanted to impose on myself, because I'm quite familiar with this game, is I wanted to ask the question, is Shadow of the Colossus an RPG? Now, it ticks a lot of the boxes. Oh my god, this music is so good. Oh man, I can't remember. Oh, here we go. It ticks a lot of the boxes of an RPG. We're definitely in a fantasy setting. It's a Japanese game, but it's not a JRPG by the traditional sense of turn-based combat. Man, I can't even remember how to jump up here. There we go. All I had to do is tap triangle. This game feels... I don't know how to explain this. It feels like the gravity in this world is slightly lower than the real world. I don't know if that makes sense. But basically, you're very light, I think, when you move around. And it's... how do I explain this? It's precise but very loose at the same time. Of course, that makes no sense, but to me, in my head, it makes sense. Anyway, this is clearly the tutorial, but a lot of the game mechanic in taking down these big bosses is this climbing onto things and grabbing around. You can see in the bottom corner there's this little pink ball. That is our stamina. It's a strange stamina meter. I'm not actually the biggest fan of it, but it's still cool. Anyway, so is this game an RPG? Well, we are in a fantasy setting, as I said. Oh god, here we go. I'll have to come back to this question later, I guess. I might do it after. However, I would say it's not an RPG. Now you can argue either side, I guess, and I guess I can see both sides as well. But we play as... There's no customization in this. You can't... There's no skills or anything that you can upgrade. There's shooting, this bow, hitting with a sword, and that's it. Oh look, we did some damage. So I kind of skipped over it, but holy shit, look at this guy. This is the first Colossi of the game. He is rather big. However, they get bigger. They also get smaller. Oh man, I forgot how to dodge. That's not it. How do we dodge? That's it. Okay, because we might need it very soon. Oh, we did not dodge that. Okay, but also this music is fantastic as well. I should have pointed that out. Hold up our sword to reflect. So if we hold up our sword or our sword dearly, it's going to show us where the weak point on this giant thing is, because we can't just swing our sword at it and expect to kill it. I'll show in a sec where it is. Here we go. When you see a surface like this, that's fur. That means we can grab on it, see? Doesn't seem so hard killing this giant colossi now, does it? There we go. We did some damage. There we go. So, as I was saying, I'll take down this colossi while I talk. Well, I'll try to. It's very hard. So, we play as Wonder. There's no customization. You can't change how your character looks. That is why I would argue that this isn't an RPG. Despite, you know, the fantasy setting, action gameplay with swords and shooting bows and stuff like that, you don't have a gun. Oh god. He really wants us off here. Here we go. There we go. I think... Oh god, here we go. I can't... Oh wait, I just remembered what I'm supposed to do. There's more fur up here. Oh god. So a lot of it is... Yeah, a Colossi becomes a level in itself, especially the final one, which I won't spoil. But look, we can climb up here, and this is how we do it. Oh god, please jump up. It's very hard to... Clearly, it's hard to jump up when he's moving around. Come on. Okay, I'm definitely missing something. Okay, fine. Anyway. Also, we are playing with this character who, not a silent protagonist, which is very much a trope of RPGs. But he doesn't talk much. He says aggro sometimes, the name of his horse. But that's it. And the reason I would argue that this isn't RPG is because, for me, RPGs are about you becoming the character. Here we go. To me, that's how I feel, that you play as, you embody the character. For example, in Mass Effect, you are Shepard, you know. However, in this, you don't really get that feeling that you are this character, because not a lot of information is given about this world. You are thrust into this world. The character understands what's going on, but all you need to know is told to you, and it does serve its own purpose, and it works really well that you don't understand what's going on. And for the ending, which I won't spoil, well, I will later. For the ending, it makes sense that you know what's going on, and well, the character knows what's going on, but you as the player don't. So we are stabbing this guy in the head quite viciously, but see that where that light's pointing out, that is a weak point for the character. Anyway, there we go, we did it, we took down this Colossi. So I don't feel like I am Wanda when I'm playing through this. You feel this sense of loneliness in that you are travelling around this vast landscape, you're very alone, the only friend that you have is aggro, making him one of the best horses in gaming. But you still feel like you are kind of going along for the journey because you do not understand this world. You do not understand how your princess girlfriend lady is coming back to life. Also, this happens every time. He's not dead. He'll be fine. But we will be thrust back to the start. So anyway, that's taking down our first Colossus. Now, I am going to... what am I going to say? I'm going to spoil this in a second. So, would we like to save? No, that's fine. Yes, it's totally fine. So, there we go. The gameplay is similar, except every boss is its own little puzzle, I guess. This combines action with, I guess, action and puzzling at the same time. Puzzling is basically how are you supposed to take down a boss. You see the enemy, this huge lumbering thing, and you go, oh god, how am I supposed to take this down? But now it is time to spoil the game, which, well, it's, I don't know. Okay, this game's nearly 10 years old, but anyway, if you don't want to know what happens at the end, you can turn off the video now, but I'm going to spoil this, just so I can prove my point even further that this is not an RPG. Okay, you ready? Spoiling in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So there is a villain in this game, and that villain is you. Yep. So you have entered this world. These 16 colossi. See, you can actually see right now, perfect time, that has been destroyed. These colossi are guardians. The entity that has told you that to kill them all is an evil one. By killing these colossi, you're helping this evil. Oh god, I can move the camera. There we go. This is the evil entity talking now. You think it's good because the entity is going to be helping you to save your friend / girlfriend, whatever. I just like courage to defeat it. I will try. Basically, you get to the end and you find out by destroying these 16 guardians, you have unleashed this evil upon the world. There's also a meta narrative in that when you saw that last guy and you see this land, it's stunning. Even though it's not the best resolution on this at the moment because it is a PS2 game. Look at this. This is goddamn beautiful, especially for a PS2 game. I don't know how it was even possible that it rendered all this. Also, yeah, and they're quite, stoic. Is that how you say it? I don't know. These colossi, and you've just killed them for your own purposes. So that, I guess, especially when you get to the end of the game, separates you from the main character, and is why I don't think that when I'm playing this, I feel the connection to the character. What is this? If there finds an altar similar to that one. Oh, I think it's telling me about save points. Yeah? Okay, fine. Yeah, because I feel a disconnection to the character. I don't think that it is an RPG. However, there are people who would argue that playing an RPG means that you are living out a personality that is different to yours. To me, I think RPGs are you embodying the character. But I can see why, if you would argue that this is an RPG, that you are living the life of this character Wanda, and you can definitely feel very alone, which is, I guess, the feeling that they're trying to convey in Shadow of the Colossus. You are alone, you have this horse, and you have this insurmountable task that you must take on to rescue your love interest, I guess. Possibly sister. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please, some feedback would be appreciated. But I'll be doing a few more of these. Also, if you have a suggestion for another game that I should do, let me know. And I'll see you next time.